As we return to the other side, the only way we can acclimate ourselves to the true power of spirit is through this white, brilliant light. It is as though God is letting us know we're home safe. I'm looking around. This light is so brilliant, it becomes a part of me and I become a part of it. But I know I'm safe. As I watch this, all of a sudden, at a 45-degree angle from me, this being, a B-E-I-N-G, for those who don't understand Southern, a being.
A person.
Yeah. A being, a brilliant, beautiful being that put out rays of color.
Big, small?
Big. Well, you don't range the size. It was bigger than me. Mm-hmm. I'm 6'4", 225 pounds, so I guess I'd be big. But as this being didn't have a face, I never looked at that. I was too immersed in the energy it was producing. And it was communicating with me almost in a telepathic sense. But when you think about a big auditorium, and in this auditorium it's a hot day and you're inside and all the lights are out, and someone opens the door and steps into it, you see their silhouette and the light floods in around them, and that's what you see. Mm-hmm. As this being came close to me, I have had what I believe to be the single most important aspect of the near-death experience, other than it happens: panoramic life review. Everyone will have this. There was nothing unusual about me except that I got back here. But here's what will happen. You will start feeling all the childlike emotions. Then you will literally have a panoramic life review.
Like a movie?
No.
It's not a movie?
No, it's interactive. You are there again. You are experiencing your own birth, every interaction with every person that you've ever had, every event, every point, every perspective, every event, and you're watching it from a third person. Now, I've often tried to figure out a way for people to think this. The only way that I, in my simple way, can say it is that you're going to judge yourself and watch these events from this point. And I'm not real religious yet, but I'm spiritual. Mm-hmm. People say, did you get religion? Nope. Did you get spiritual? A little bit. Well, what did you get? I got smart. You don't have to kill me but a couple of times and I'll figure it out. And so you will look at yourself from this point. If God couldn't show up today and God sent you in the events that you are about to watch, what difference did God make in the lives of the events that you're taking place? It's a heavy responsibility, but that's what we're doing here. If God couldn't show up today, and you had to be the difference that God made in these situations of what you're about to see, what difference did God make? But not only that, I literally became every person that I have ever encountered. I got to feel the direct results of my interaction. I got to feel the pain, frustration, humiliation, anger, anxiety that I had inflicted on thousands of people, not just a few people. What a jerk. And I can promise you this, it wasn't a good day for God that day. Because if I was supposed to make a difference, I can understand why fear and hatred and animosity toward what we think of why me, God, why me. I can see how people feel like that if I was to represent it. After that, I went more into the near-death experience than most people. I'm like one of 9 people that Dr. Raymond Moody.
Yeah, Raymond Moody, of course, is the great narrator of many, many death experiences.
He is the grandfather of it.
Yeah. And he cites you as being the one who had the most descriptive experience that came back.
Of over 20,000 that he's done.
Most people that you hear about who have had the near-death experience have talked about the tunnel and the light at the end, and meeting someone they knew or someone who was very loving. But you actually went and you met a whole group of people who then taught you things.
Mm-hmm. After I had the panoramic life review, and I had to sit down and reflect what a complete jerk I was, and what a failure I was as a spiritual being. We are not poor, pitiful, struggling humans trying to have mystical experiences. We are great and awesomely powerful and mighty spiritual beings trying to have human experiences, and we're just not real good at it yet, but we're attempting. That psychology must be in place. We must take that as the basis of how we look at ourselves, so that we know how to open up. We can't keep looking at ourselves as struggling, stupid little humans. We can't, because it's just not, it's wearing too thin. It's not applicable. We are not that. And after this, this being came back to me, and I was safe. I was struggling with it. I don't have any problems telling anybody that when you face and see the opportunities that you have and the ability of what you're capable of doing, and as rotten and as lousy a job as I did, don't think that you don't have remorse. You know, a lot of times people ask me about hell, and because of just the lifestyle and what I had, and I always tell people, you know, they didn't bring it up while I was over there, and I darn sure didn't bring it up. And so if anybody wants to know where hell is, I'm going to let them ask that question when they get there. If they didn't talk about it, I certainly wasn't going to talk about it. But I can promise if I didn't go, not many people listening to this show is going.
So there is no hell as far as you're concerned?
I don't believe it.
No. Well, it must have been pretty hellish to see your life, you know, in front of you like that and feel the remorse and sadness.
And the responsibility that we bear.
Yeah.
We are responsible for making this world a great place to live in. We are responsible for sharing our inner knowledge and our spiritual selves with those that are around us. And why? I don't really know all the reasons for it. But I know that what we do here works in a microcosm so that spirituality can watch these events and take from this experience and help evolve other worlds and other universes. This is like the microcosm of how spirit can react in a mental, material, physical matter. All of a sudden, once this was over, and I was trying to learn how to forgive myself for what I had done, and I just wasn't able to do it because I didn't think I deserved that forgiveness. I just honestly didn't think it. But yet no one ever judged me. Then this being and I, we traveled. We began to move through tones and frequencies and hues and energies. And it was so wondrous what we were going through. And I kept getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And I could feel more power. I came to a place where I knew I was all-knowing, that I had the ability to understand and conceive of all things, and which is a stark difference from who I am now, what an idiot that I am. But we are, as spiritual beings, are capable of conceiving all things and operating in dimensions that we don't even grip. We are heroes. How you know that you're a hero? If you've seen what I've seen and seen who we are, because no one listening is any different than me, than I am. I know who we are and what we look like. We are radiant, powerful beings who, because we chose and were chosen to come here as heroes, we come where angels don't fear to tread. We come and we hold this ground and we evolve in a way that's like a Nautilus commercial, no pain, no gain. But we're here because we chose to come. We know the events that will be played out, and we play them out so that the world that we live in has a value system in it that is spiritual in a physical, mental dimension. We went through these places that became like mountain ranges, and we came into a place where I could see cities of light, like in a fall evening and in a misty morning, you see the lights from the house radiate from a mountainside. That's what it was like. And as we moved into this city, I was aware of energies that I've never conceived of. I could conceive of a single drop of water, and then I could conceive of its molecular structure. Then I could conceive of that drop of water being the ocean, and as if it was single